Today on Frantic TV.
Welcome back to the channel, and here we have a special report where we're going to be talking about the community and everything that is going on. We have here a very special guest. This is a person that has been doing the weather, has been reporting on Frantic TV, and the only reason why he's here doing this is because he gave me a watch.
He's actually paying me.
The way we're gonna do it is we're probably gonna talk about our background, so you guys know where we've been, where we're going, what we're doing now, and especially for the people.
Don't mention the stripper thing.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about personal things. We're gonna keep it PG because this is a family channel. We have another channel for that, so probably we'll leave the link on the bottom. So here is Richie Ramos, and what do we do this? Richie, why don't you tell us and introduce yourself and say what you do here and what's your background?
This is Richie Ramos from the Boogie Down. Oh, we're not in the Bronx anymore. Jersey. I'm a bus operator for New York City Transit for 22 years. I've always served the community in one form or another. EMT, my background, search and rescue. I met Mike from the S3 crew roughly 2 years ago. Didn't know what an e-bike was. Got into e-biking, started meeting new people. Met this young man here this past summer. Hit it off right away. And here I am.
How you got into the community? Like that? What was your first experience?
Okay.
Because I'm guessing that for most people, when they buy an e-bike, that's when they get into the community. I don't know if this was your case. So how was your first experience?
Well, I was watching a YouTube video, Merced from Delaware. And
that was your first YouTuber?
That was my first YouTuber that I started watching, and it was by accident. I was surfing the channel, and I saw this black and red bike, and I went back and said, what is that bike? I never seen that bike before. And he was reviewing that Super 73 RX, and I said, wow, I like that bike. So I just watched one video, and then I typed in on YouTube Super 73 RX, and here's this bike. And I started watching 10, 15, 20 videos on this bike. And a couple of days later, I finally pulled the plug. I said, I'm going to order one. So bam, I went and ordered one. Got to my house sometime in September. It got to my house in Thanksgiving week of 2020. It was the first launch on Super 73 RX. I got it, and I started riding by myself. Shortly after, what you guys know as Mike, Backup Mike, NYC, he reached out to me. He started watching my Instagram, posting up pictures of the bike, where I was going with the bike, and he invited me to one of the group rides. And I always said no, for the reasons that I would watch his videos, and I saw all these bunch of young guys. He invited me on numerous times, I forgot how many times, to go to a group ride, and I declined. No, I said no. I don't ride with hoodlums. True story.
You declined to Backup Mike?
Yes, because I said I don't ride with hoodlums. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I see you guys weaving in and out of traffic and on top of sidewalks, and I'm not a spring chicken. I don't do that. I basically follow the laws of the traffic. And it was about a month goes by, and he doesn't say anything else. So by chance, another individual invited me to this group ride in New Jersey, Clutch Moto, I think it was, and I said, okay, I'll bite the bullet. Let me go.
Well, actually, Clutch Moto is a business, but the event was from the Super 73.
Calvin, I believe it was Calvin.
Yes,
hosting it. Yeah.
So every brand. I mean the big ones. They usually have groups of communities where they organize group rides, and I think Kelvin is the one that in New York he does the Super 73.
Correct. And at first I wasn't gonna go because that day was raining on and off. So finally I was doing nothing at home, and I said, you know what? Let me load up the bike and let me go over there. What's the worst that can happen? It rains out. I go back home. I get there, unload my truck. I see all these bikes. I never saw so many e-bikes in my life. It must have been 30, 40. I was like, wow, the whole entire block. And then on the other side as well. And I said, oh, I'm going to like this.
Isn't that crazy that your first experience was mine as well?
Yes.
It's so crazy because that's the same thing that happened to me. That was my first group ride, and when I see all these people, I was like, Jesus Christ! And I remember you asking me for the air pump.
Yes.
Because you had the pump, but it was dead.
It was dead. I forgot to charge it, and it was dead. It was just creating space on my bike, and you were very nice to let me the pump without even knowing.
I was like, wow, this guy is really prepared.
Yeah, exactly. I bring a bike with a battery. That was it. And when I got there and I unloaded and I parked the bike where they told me to park it at, the first person I saw was Backup Mike. And the funny part about it was that he saw me. He said, Richie! He came running and hugged me, and like if he knew me for years.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was true story. Ask Mike. You can ask him. Oh my God, I finally get to meet you in person. You decided to finally come out. I said, yes, Mike, I decided. Now get off of me.
Yeah, because yes, we'll talk about Mike because that's a character. So Mike is another reporter, an e-reporter, and he's like the person that really like is out there.
Yes.
That he has a lot of energy. I mean, he's 25. If you can imagine that.
Just turned 25. But
I look back at that day, and you all look like you knew each other for a long time. It was crazy.
We hit it off right off the bat. So the second person I met was Mr. E NYC.
So that day you also met Mr. E.
Yes, I met everybody there for the first time. Mr. E,
that's so
you,
crazy.
Mike, and Jatu Chavez was the other one I met. And they all knew me from my Instagram page for my Hot Wheels. I customized Hot Wheels cars for kids, and that's how they knew about me. And posting all the pictures of my RX and the way I customized it, everybody would ask me questions. Where did you get this? How did you do that? What mirrors are you using? And I started developing friendships in the community.
After we got to know each other, then the community happened.
Right.
And that's something that we're going to talk about later on. But before we do that, maybe this might be a good idea for me to introduce myself.
Of course.
Because I see you guys looking at my videos and me doing the anchor thing, but I also have a background. Which, by the way, let me get my business card so you guys can see it. All right, so this is my background. And I know I'm showing this off. This is the only chance that I get to show people my Emmy. And I have a crazy story behind.
She's very nice.
I have a crazy story about this. So this is my background. I'm a designer. I work for companies like NBC, WWF, and now at Amazon as an art director. And the funny thing about this is I feel like it was like the Oscars. When you win that, then you don't get recognized.
There's no recognition. Yeah.
Like people will say like, I don't know. It was something like it was like a bittersweet for me. Most of the people that in my department that got one of these trophy, they won't even show it to people.
Wow.
Like
crazy.
For many reasons. I think like maybe they feel like they didn't want to show off what they have. People will look at you like
differently.
Like it was something. So I had this in a box for a really long time. And then I was like, fuck this. Are you kidding? So I have it in the back here for all my videos so people can see that I'm not a thug. I'm not a criminal. So I mean,
I will actually put it on the e-bike. I put it in the front of the e-bike like this where everybody can see, like this. Hey, that's mine. That's me. You know what I'm saying? So now, okay, let me put this on the side so we don't kill somebody.
All right, so the way I got into the e-bike community, and actually not the e-bike community, I got into riding e-bikes, was because I hurt my back. So I used to be a regular analog bike rider, road bikes, mountain bikes. I have my own crew, which I sponsor. It's the Frantic cycling team, and 2 years ago, I was doing like 50 miles, and every time I would jump on the bike, I would get like a lot of pain. My body would heat up a lot. It was like it was always sore, like muscle spasms and stuff like that.
It's called aging.
Well, actually, they have a name for that. It's called myofascial pain syndrome, which is it causes the muscles to get spasm, and they always stay like hard all the time. So you always.
That's what she said.
Baby. So then I was like, you know what? I think I don't want to become a couch potato. So I'm not the type of person that is gonna be just like sitting down. I like to be active and do a lot of things. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I can do a pedal assist. Maybe I can get something that can help me move forward when I feel the pain. So when I started doing my research, I bumped into this crazy community of e-bikes, like full electric e-bikes. And I was like, are you kidding me? I'm not doing pedal assist. I'm going and doing the whole thing.
Full throttle. Pedal assist what? Full throttle.
I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars for just a little bit of assist. I'm going to get the whole thing. So I went ahead and I look around and I asked people, and I wanted to know what was the best bike that you can buy. Mm-hmm. Because I didn't want to spend a lot of money into like testing things that it was not up to par. I wanted to have like the best of the best from the beginning, and they said that it was the Sur Ron, and that's the bike that I got.
Wow, so you went straight to the top.
I went straight to
I went through multiple bikes before. I started with a Rad Rover, 26-inch wheel, and it was too big for the apartment. I got rid of that, got an electric XP, too slow, got rid of that, got the RX.
But it was a pain to order that bike because it was so popular.
Right. You had to wait.
Which I ended up buying another version, which is the Segway, which is the parent company of Sur Ron. So they have, I believe they bought the majority of stock of Sur Ron, so they became like the owners of the company,
right,
pretty much. So the only difference on the Segway, which is the X260, is that this one has an app, and it's a little bit more expensive, but it's the same
bike.
It's the same bike.
Yeah.
So now that I have the bike, now what? and that's gonna be part 2 of our conversation with Richie Ramos and myself. So now that we both have the bike, we started to get to know people that are riding. Okay, so now what we do? Do we join a community? Or we want to be part of the crazy kids that are riding around like maniacs?
I was saying no.
So what we're gonna do in part 2, we're gonna talk about the community that we chose and what happens after.